Okay, so everybody, welcome to Self-Made Success Installation 2. This is featuring David A. Producer, who we have right down there. David A., why don't you say hello to everybody, please?
Hey, what's up, everyone? Hope everybody's doing well on this fine fucking Friday afternoon. In Montreal, the weather is amazing. I don't know how's the weather on your side, Pete?
It's kind of, it's mediocre. The snow's melting and it's, hovering right around 30 degrees, but yeah, gonna be real happy when this is all over and we can finally get back to t-shirts and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, okay, so we're here to talk about you and your career and how it's gotten to this point and what you've done as an entrepreneur, because we're all entrepreneurs, right? To get yourself to this point and the moves you've made and the risks you've taken and all that stuff. So why don't we why don't we start off with your name and what it is that you do. Why don't you just let it rip?
All right. Well, my artist name is David A. Really pretty simple because my full name is David Audet. I'm a French Canadian from Montreal. Pretty much born and raised in Montreal and around the city. Always loved music. I used to be a death metal drummer. I used to be a ghost producer. I used to be many things, but now I'm a solo artist and DJ, and I'm really riding that wave of EDM, really enjoying it, and that's pretty much it, man.
Wow. Well, I actually did not know the death metal drummer part. But yeah, it makes sense. Basically every producer I've heard of has definitely had roots in other musical avenues. Skrillex, he was in First to Last, and Bass Nectar was really big into like the Cali grunge metal scene, and that's pretty reflective, and that's reflective in both of their styles of music. So yeah, that's really cool. I really didn't know that until just now. Wow, awesome. So how did it all start? How did you have your first idea for this, and how did you act on it in the beginning?
You mean in the solo project?
Sure. Yeah. We can. We'll focus on David A.
Yeah. Actually, I used to be more of a ghost producer. I produced some records for other artists, Canadian, American. I was doing a few remixes here and there, but then I met one of my best friends back in 2011, I think, TB1, who helped me out develop the branding of the David A project. We kept it on the down low for a few months, even like maybe a year or two. No, we kept it on the down low for about a year and a half. I was just still ghost producing for some people, trying to just develop some sort of a sound. And then back in April 2012, I decided to really go full speed on the David A project and start building a solid, social network basic, how can I say this? I just wanted to develop like a solid branding. I jumped on a few production ideas. TB1 actually gave me the idea of produce this track, Skrilly Hammer. I remember I was in Toronto. I was in a fucking hotel in Toronto with TB1, maybe like in spring 2012, and he showed me that interview that Skrillex was doing that freestyle rap. He was like, man, you should do a track. We should try to like hit him up. He's fucking, at this point, Skrillex was, I mean, pretty much done blowing up, but still there was so much hype around him that we thought it was a good opportunity for us to try to get into that viral wave, of the social networks. So I worked on this track for about maybe a month and a half. I worked on it over the summer. It was my first original track, and I was really anxious about releasing something with certain quality standard. So I did a 13 version of that track, and Adam once, at some point, he just told me, you gotta just fucking release a track, man. Like, it's good, like, just let it go. So that's what we did. We released the video, and basically this is how it all started, and you kind of know what happened next with the Skrillex post, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that so well. He, I guess Sonny thought it was really funny that somebody decided to go and do that. But Yeah, huge. And geez, I remember a few years ago, right when the whole EDM thing kind of blew up in America, and it really wasn't too long after that that he was at the forefront of everything. And then yeah, that was a brilliant idea on your part. And now it's helped a great deal get that initial momentum and that initial fan base for you, and that's paid off so far. 40,000 on Facebook, many
Yeah.
thousand on Twitter and SoundCloud. And I'm following you on all three of those, or all four. YouTube, yeah, four.
I do.
So yeah, thousands of fans and new gigs and everything every week, and yeah, so that's huge. I really like the most congratulations in the world to you and all that. Great idea, and yeah, all you budding entrepreneurs out there could take a leaf out of that. You know, it's not all about me. It's about other people too. And David A's taken a great way to leverage that to his advantage.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Moving right along. There's a lot in a name. It's quite obvious how you settled on your name. Kind of just dropped a few letters, but
Yeah.
what about TV1? Well, yeah, I guess because you could have picked any name. So how did you just settle on David A? What stuck out about that?
Well, you know what? I've never been the type of guy who had like a cool nickname. That wasn't me, man. That's it. It was that simple. I didn't have anything else in mind that could represent the branding. I do have, some sort of a long-term. I have long-term objectives with this project and this company, and I figured that maybe having like more of a classic name, just my name, it represents me really well. People will be able to look for me when I'll be more popular, easier. It's gonna be just easier.
Yeah, I guess not everybody can rock a name like the Chainsmokers or.
Exactly, man. That wasn't for me. I kind of wish I was able to pull out a sick fucking name, but no, that's not me.
Or what about what's another really just outrageously name I've heard before? Well, we all know those people. Somebody that you see their name and you go, well, we all kind of know what they're about. So yeah, definitely, yeah, that's a pretty big cue there. And is it wrong of me that at first I pronounced it T-bone? Is that bad? It's
No,
T-bone.
exactly. The thing is that that's the point. It's kind of just a quick play on words, or play on letters, because one is spelled O-N-E and it goes after TB, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and then hey, there you go again. So there's your name, and yeah. So again, moving along, I mean, honestly, from somebody who's trying to start a company and build a brand of their own, and I'm sure you know this well. It could be scary starting out. You don't have that recognition, and you feel as though everyone kind of looks at you as some punk kid, and
Yeah.
you're worried about being taken seriously and actually excelling at what you're doing because you care about it. So how did you build up that recognition in the beginning, or how did you at least make people see you as not just some punk kid?
Well, I mean, it's I still feel like people see me as a little punk kid. You know what I mean? Like there's so much of a like there's still so much for me to grow out of this project. There's so much recognition left for me to build. There's so much credit left for me to build also. But I do feel that every day is getting better, and I get taken more seriously if I can give an advice to anyone who wants to start any type of project, whether it's musical or simply another form of art or simply another business idea. You just need to have great confidence of your product. You need to stay really well grounded, be open to learn from everyone, be open to learn from everyone in your surrounding, and be open to teach also to the people that don't have that are not in the same level than you.
Yeah, I really couldn't have said it any better myself. And how did you know when this wasn't just something that you wanted to do on the side? Like you were a music guy and it was something that was a part of your life. But when did you know that you wanted to really like dive headfirst into it?
Well, I already always wanted to make music in my life. This wasn't really a question. I remember even in high school, I was telling my buddies like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be a fucking musician. That's what I'm gonna do." But at 19 years old, I kind of figured out that music production was the way, what was the road I wanted to take in this industry.
Um, Production over just strictly DJing or
Production over, well, composition and production over, uh, like being a simple drummer, being part of a band. I kind of let that go at 19 years old and went full on just solo producer and composer.
yeah, and have you heard of the group Cash Cash?
Of
They have that
course.
song. Yeah, they have that song on the radio now and everything. And well, funny story. They went to my high school. I know them. Yeah, I know them on a first name. Well, some of my friends know them on a first name basis. I unfortunately they were just a slightly older than we were, so never really got the chance to like speak with them, and I didn't really have a reason to. But yeah, they started out as like a kind of like a pop rock band, and they were on tour with Metro Station, and they were doing pretty well in their own respect. And then their drummer wanted to keep being a drummer, and then the other three were like, well, we want to be DJs, so they went and made a radio hit. Don't just I guess so it's some more talent that direction, but yeah, just sheesh, jeez, it's crazy. It's crazy at like the sudden direction your life can take as soon as you just make that commitment and as soon as you decide to focus your energy on that. And a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people don't realize that you really just have to go do it. You gotta take that first step and you gotta just do it. There's no roadmap. There's no nothing. You gotta figure it out. So what motivates you above all else to keep pursuing this and to keep going with your vision here? Wait, hang on. I think you're muted. Let me see if I can fix that. How did I hide?
Is that good?
There. Perfect. Keep going.
Is that good? This is good, right? You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
What motivates me? I mean, at this point, it's simply, passion for the growth of a project you build. It needs to start with simple passion and dedication, and then after that, it's like seeing your kid grow. Like you learn how to love it more in a different way. At this point, I can't really imagine myself doing anything else with my life than just what I do every day, which is just trying to get more creative, trying to get better at producing, and try to get better at performing. That's it.
Getting better at the thing that you do best. All right.
Exactly.
And obviously, one of the most important means of promoting yourself through this whole journey has been social media. A lot of momentum came from that recognition of Skrillex, and you've been building on that ever since with releasing new music and really communicating with your audience. Oh, right, the fifth one, Snapchat. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're not following him on all of those avenues, you're missing out. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's has that been like the most important means of kind of promoting yourself and what you do?
Yeah, it's still the main way for us to promote the project, and nowadays this is pretty much it's pretty much the main way to produce any project nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, we developed some techniques to be able to reach a certain audience or attract certain audience, for different posts and different subjects in our posts. And with that year and a half of experience that we have in the spotlight in the social medias, we kind of just like got better and found out what was generating more clicks than other stuff.
Yeah, and we've all seen viral history being made. I guess the most recent one that's literally happened in the last 3 weeks. The selfie song.
Yeah.
My friend watched that at 600,000 views, and he showed me when it was at maybe 900,000 or a million, and we both looked at each other and said, this is going to quadruple in 3 days." And sure enough, it absolutely blew up. So there's that's definitely very possible nowadays. Is just to find that jet stream and maneuver your way in there, and then whew, like that's But then I guess the key is that the more people that know about you, the more people that like it's not about specifically finding your target market or your demographic. Like you just have to make people aware, and the ones that want to keep going will follow you, and the ones that won't. But those are the same people that wouldn't have in the first place. So yeah, definitely. Not that you want to blanket cover everybody in social media spam. You don't make any friends that way. But yeah, effectively leveraging those free tools that are so easily available today. That's huge, and you've done that quite well in the last few years.
We're trying our best,
Yeah, absolutely. We're all trying our best, right? So what would you say is your most important habit, or what would you say, like, I don't know, one of your idiosyncrasies or tendencies that's helped a lot in getting you to where you are now?
I mean, it's an interesting question. I There's a bunch of habits that I do that I find important in my just well-being in general. Like I do work out a lot. It helps me to clear my mind. It helps me to kind of press like the reset button on my brain every day. I feel like if I would stop, getting physically active, it would probably have a negative impact on my creativity, on my motivation, on my level of energy in general, and also on my health when I'm performing. Like I'm also doing this because I kind of want to be healthy enough to be able to jump around for 3 hours straight and go crazy.
Yeah, and as an avid showgoer myself, it takes a toll. Your back hurts, your feet hurt, you're sweating, you're dehydrated. Well, you probably have access to water the whole time, but the rest of us, we're all
I do.
pretty dehydrated in the back, and that's not much fun. You could just see that deadpan look in people's faces when they're just clearly running on fumes. So definitely not to be underestimated there. Oh, TV1, whoa! Didn't expect to see.
Yeah, what up, bro?
Muted myself. Sorry. Wow, holy crap. Okay, so hey, feel free to answer these questions too. This could be a tag team interview too.
Okay.
Yeah, wow. So
Bro.
just to bring you up to speed, my name is Peter. I'm the founder of Hive Mind Business Solutions, and I'm interviewing David A. And I guess you too now about your careers and how you guys have gotten this far and how you've taken the risks and done all blah 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 all that to get yourselves to where you are. And David's taken us pretty far now, but yeah, definitely chime in whenever you have something to add, or whenever you because you guys have been working very closely since 2011, right? Like that was I didn't know that was your idea for Squirrel Hammer. Brilliant idea. I said that before, but I'll say it again.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, as he probably mentioned, like the game plan was just to do something with the idea of targeting one main kind of person who he was sort of looking up to, and I stumbled upon that interview, and I was like, man, it would be sick to have like Skrillex rapping on a track. So that's what he did,
Wait, so did you wait? You sampled that audio though, right? He didn't like.
No. I mean, he didn't hit us up and be like, "Yo, can I rap on your song?" No.
Which would have been
he sampled it.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my God. Wow. I mean, my friend Mike actually just he tweeted at TJR for for some of his new tracks, and he tweeted him back pretty cool. My girlfriend Emily actually loves the both of your music. She listens to it all the time when she works out and everything.
Yes.
Really, geez, everybody I show your music to has nothing but good things to say about it. So we'll watch as those subscriber and follower numbers continue to keep rising over the next weeks and months and all that.
Well, thanks so much, man. That's great to hear. We actually we very rarely hear from how people like find out about us and stuff, and how people like discover and use our stuff and whatever. So it's always awesome to hear from the people who are using it.
Yeah, right from the horse's mouth, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we could We could okay. We could backtrack really quickly now that
Well,
you.
you know what? Just what I would recommend is just keep asking him a couple more questions. I've just got to throw some things in the bag because we're about to hit the road soon.
Oh, geez. Okay.
But yeah, no stress. I'll be right back.
Yeah, very cool. Okay. So rolling on through. What's your favorite gadget? And this isn't limited to strictly your MacBook or something, but it could be it could be a hot water maker on your counter if you really love coffee or something. But yeah, like your favorite gadget and how does it help you in your life? But yeah, we all have a different one.
Yeah, okay. Tough question because I would go with a really boring answer like my phone or something like that, but I'm trying to think of something better. Adam, what's your favorite gadget? Yeah,
Like, is an iPhone a gadget?
let's get better than iPhone
Better than iPhone?
and a Mac and do you have something cool for us?
Man.
And like your king gadget, the thing that you need to know about Adam and his brother, well, TB1 and his brother, is that those guys always have some new fucking gadgets every week.
Yeah, but like, if you really think about it, they all just sort of revolve around
Yeah.
the iPhone.
It's all about the iPhone. Yeah, okay. You know
Always
what?
love that.
So
GoPro. That's
it's pretty weak. Well, you know what? I'm planning on actually getting a new S4 next week.
yeah. That's
Oh, a
I've
converter.
been-
Wow.
Yeah, well, actually, I used the S4. I've been using the S4 for about a year now, and it's going really. It's a great gadget. I fucking love it. But I'm getting the new generation of the S4. I think it's the MK2. So I mean, I'm pretty excited for this. Can't wait to try it out. I will actually try the MK2 for the first time tonight in Peterborough. So pretty excited.
Oh, it's the MK2.
Yeah. Actually, a question that just came in from a friend of mine. He's learning to DJ now too, and he's done a few events on his own, and he actually wants to know if as a DJ, moving from I noticed that you said you were switching to um, or moving away from the Newmark, and you're Pioneer, or you said you were just switching software, or there was some big
Yeah.
change that you just made in how you produce and make music. So what was that?
Yeah, exactly. I was actually producing and mixing with Pro Tools, and now I'm producing and mixing with Ableton.
Okay, Ableton. Okay. So what like is there a huge difference between all like because I've DJed for 5 minutes in my life just with my friend's equipment, so I don't know the first thing about it. But yeah, was that a big transition for you, or is it all kind of like intuitive? It's just a different bike once you get the hang of it.
Um, well, I mean, first of all, we need to make clear that Pro Tools and Ableton. Well, Ableton, you can DJ with Ableton, but I mainly use them for production. Now for DJing, I use the Tractor software from Native Instrument and works well. I actually never worked with any other software for DJing, but now to go back in the Ableton and Pro Tools, like basically a sequencer is a sequencer. All the tasks you want to accomplish will be, possible with every sequencer, but Ableton is just more of a user-friendly software for creating electronic music, or for at least creating looped and sample-based music. Pro Tools is just is just better for like organic recording, mixing, and yeah, organic music production in general.
Okay. What about the controller? There's all different options there, and everybody has their favorite. But what about your equipment specifically?
I'm more of a just like I use the computer and that's it, and a couple of soft synths. I I produce with the laptop and headphones. I also mix with headphones, so like my gear is really minimal, and I like to keep it that way. And I guess that this could be a good advice I can give to all those young producers out there, or just young entrepreneurs out there, is that start if you start up with a simple idea that has a really minimal cost, chances are it's going to get it's going to get lucrative faster and in a simpler way. because you won't depend on anything else but your brain, you know.
Yeah, and I guess that's really the ideal scenario, because your brain, if your brain breaks, you're dead, and then it doesn't matter anyway. But if your controller breaks, you can always buy a new controller. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's really good to hear. I'm sure it takes some real mental agility to like really just kind of get in the zone and get what you want to get out of those speakers out of there.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to attending one of your first shows here. Canada's a little far away, but when you come to New York City, you be sure that I'll be there in the front row. Absolutely.
Man, I gotta fucking come to New York. I actually never been to New York in my life, like not even as a tourist.
Really? Well,
I don't know
I
what's
mean,
wrong with me.
I'll be I'll be perfectly honest. There's like in terms of tourism, it's there it you could do it to check it off your list, but you're not exactly like missing anything by not being here. It's a city. A lot of people hate on it, but
Man,
it's the biggest city in the world, and there's a ton there.
I'm
Uh,
such a big city guy, so I'm sure I would love it in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, chances are I'm probably gonna perform in New York City within the next, I don't know, few months or something like that. We're trying to make it happen, so it should go all good.
There's no doubt that you'll be able to make that happen. Absolutely no doubt. So what about what would you call out as one of your bigger career failures? Like we all have setbacks and we all have things that like take us off course from what we're doing. But what really was there anything that really kind of threw a wrench in your gears, or what have you had to overcome anything on this journey of yours? I'm sure you have.
Well, I like to think that there's no you just like learn and move on, but there's some things that I did in the past that now I'm thinking about it, and the only regret I have is to not have started the solo Day project earlier. So before I started my solo career, I was, like I was saying earlier, a ghost producer, and I think back about I think about this period of time that lasted for about a year and a half or something like that, and I don't feel like it was a waste of time because I did learn a lot. But I do I feel like if I would have just started the David A project at this time, it would have just made me a year and a half ahead of where I am right now.
And no, hey, I mean, a failure doesn't have to be a wrecked gig and you got booed off the stage. That's tactical decisions, strategic decisions. Those are all huge, and those all really just shape the way. Well, you as a producer and your brand and any other company that like who's to know that you couldn't have had an opportunity sooner, or just been a year ahead of your game. So yeah, that's totally fair. And I guess some advice that I would have to just anybody getting started is that you just gotta now is the best time. Today now is the best time to get your ideas down on paper and get going. But
Yeah.
obviously that didn't set you back too far because here you are and here we are. So yeah, so that's good to hear. A good thing. Thank goodness nothing that bad has set you back so far.
Yeah.
But wow, okay. So then now the antithesis. What about one of your biggest successes? I might even know the answer, but let's see what you have to hear.
Well, the Skrillex post was, of course, a great way to just start the project like a fucking rocket. Um, I am so proud of most of the releases that we did because we're still independent. It's still just me and TB1. We manage the project, we book our shows, we do everything ourselves, and we film our videos. I produce, I mix, I record, we do all of that. And I'm so proud of every single um, marketing strategy that we come up with because we are just two simple guys that want to think outside of the box. And sometimes, a release will work really good. Sometimes a release won't work at all, but I'm just proud of all of them.
Yeah, and again, totally fair. Yeah, I mean that would help anybody out to get recognition in that industry from somebody as big as well. In your case, it was Sunny Moore, but I don't know for an up and coming retail store, it could be the CEO of Walmart like tweeting about somebody. Like it really could be anything. Um, what about like? Hmm, some of the maybe just some of the best advice that you've received, or that something that maybe you've taken to heart and kind of carried with you since you heard it, if anything?
Yeah, there's a great advice that one of my good friend from high school told me once, and he's a really successful real estate agent, which is kind of funny because it has nothing to do with my career, but we do hang out a lot since I mean, we've been hanging out and partying together since we're kids, and now we still hang out and party together at 24 years old. But this guy is actually killing it in his career, and he told me something uh, not even too long ago that really stick in my head, and it was about your surrounding. If you want to grow as a person, as an entrepreneur, you need to surround yourself with the right people. You need to surround yourself with people that are at a high, that are better than you or that are further than you in their career, so you can learn. You need to surround yourself with people that are in approximately the same level than you career-wise, so you can help each other grow at the same time. And you also need to surround yourself by people who are eager to learn and can learn from you, so that their growth will kind of encourage you to keep on growing also.
Um, yeah, I completely agree with that. 110%. You know, you are judged by the company that you keep, and your friends reflect very greatly upon yourself.
Yeah.
And wow, I mean, I've even like people have even, well, some of my friends have even said like they really appreciate the people that we've all surrounded ourselves with in my hometown and everything. And the cream rises to the top. And if somebody's not worth your time, then they're just not worth your time, and time is precious. So you really gotta pick and choose who you choose to spend your hours and your days with, and you best be making sure that they're you know, not as though you should view everybody as some pawn in like the chessboard of your career, but yeah, for sure, some people are just not worth your time, and some people are, and some people are worth your time for business, and you can both help each other out, and then you know, not everybody has to be friends. That's fine. But I'd like to think that a lot of people that you and I have met along our way so far have very similar, like-minded goals, and can become lifelong contacts just from doing the things that you love to do the most.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up really soon, but just one or two more questions here.
Cool.
What do you think you're better at than anybody else? It could be music, but that'd be a cop out. So what else? Maybe it's sit-ups or cooking breakfast. I saw that you that you're a bit of a chef. So what is it?
Yeah, man. All right. I make, and I can really take anybody on that challenge. I make the best craft dinner in the world. Okay, but now here's the thing. It's not just a simple craft dinner recipe. The way I do it is just unbelievably good. All of my friends told me. All of the dates that I've been in and that I cooked that meal that got me laid. You know what I mean? Craft dinner got me laid, bro. So with that said,
Craft dinner, like Kraft mac and cheese, or do you mean like
mac
Kraft
and
like?
cheese, craft dinner, mac and cheese, bro.
Oh wow, that's straight out of the box, man. No,
Straight out of the box. But listen, like my recipe is really special though. Like I don't know if I could tell it live, but this is pretty much what I'm the best at,
Kraft.
which is
Okay.
kind of sad.
No, honestly, there are, it could have been geez, it could have been like the best needlepoint, like needlepoint knitting. It could have been any number of things. But no, I can respect that. Who doesn't like a nice bowl of mac and cheese, right?
Man,
Wow, okay. No, okay. So the last question, I think it ends on a pretty good note. A little cliche, but where do you see yourself in a few years? Where do you realistically see yourself? I mean, bigger, obviously, and more recognition and more music and all that. But where? Like where? What goals do you have? What people would you like to work with, and this and that, and all that jazz?
Well, short middle term, I want to be on tour. I want to be producing off my laptop and release straight EDM bangers. I want to do that for a couple. I don't know, for a certain amount of time. I would love to get back in the studio, in a couple of years and start more seriously in the production game. I would love to work with. I mean, there's so many artists I would love to work with. Um, I mean, electronic artists or even like pop artists. There's so many rock bands I would fucking die to be able to produce a track or even a record for them. But yeah, so right now goals are pretty simple: tour, production, maybe some Beatport charts within the next few years, and that's it, man. Just enjoying life.
Enjoying life, exactly what we're all trying to do. And I mean, it is your life, but part of my life is just trying to make it to all these shows and festivals. And I'm trying to fill my calendar with all the events that I can. Fetty Legrand is coming to Pacha at the end of March. DJ Snake will be there just after that. Will Sparks right after him. Camp Bisco, Made in America, all that good stuff. That's all coming up, and that's all on the agenda. And you have your own agenda, and that's incredible. So yeah, best. I guess that's. Oh, one last one. If you could pass along any piece of advice to somebody, and maybe we've already kind of went over that, but like one or two sentences that you could tell somebody who's trying to be like you per se, what would it be?
I mean, staying positive is so important. Always try to just keep going forward. Little goals and having smaller goals that would help you reach bigger goals is really important also. And just never stop doing what you love. And one day you might get paid to do that. So that's it.
And that's the ideal scenario. We're all in this to make money. We're all in business to make money, and we're all in
here's the thing, man. For me, it's not about the money at all. It's about living the life I want to live. Fucking Drake said it and he killed it, but you only live once. And it's really something that I how can I say this? Well, it's something really important for me. I want to look back at my life when I'll be 70 years old and be like, that was fucking insane. That was crazy. I live for the experiences. Of course, money is important, but for me, man, it's just because of life experience and life itself. I just want to have a crazy life.
Yeah, and it really seems like you guys are achieving that. That's huge, and I know you guys are heading out the door soon, and we've been going for a little while, and shit, I'm all out of questions. So I guess that's it. Thank you ever so much for your time. Please end and thank you. Let's all. I think there might even be a sound effect board in this thing. Where is it? Let's all give a nice warm round of applause for David A. Yeah! Woo! Thanks for the interview. Thank you so much. And so again, to everyone watching, and check David A out, facebook.com/David A Producer, and check out Hive Mind Business Solutions at hivemindsolutions.net. Websites, photography, videography, social media marketing, graphic design, and technical support, and interviews and advice on how to achieve your goals and grow your business and grow your brand and become the person that you want to be. So thank you again, David A, and thank you for being here. And we'll be in touch. All right.
Of course, we'll be in touch. I'll let you know when I come to New York City, and you let me know when you come to Montreal, also. Okay.
Okay. Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. And TB1, if you can hear me, thanks for popping in.
TB1. He says bye. Wait a second.
He'll come back. That's fair.
Yo. I hope you guys had a great talk.
I think it was a pretty good talk. I would say so, right?
Doubtful.
Oh my God. Yeah. So God only knows what you guys are about to go do. But thanks for dropping in, and I wouldn't mind having some time with you too. Man. So we can maybe set that up for the future. But
next week, let's do it.
Next week, sure. I'll send you guys an email, and that'll be it. So thank you guys again, and that's the end of this broadcast. So peace.